Amazing disgrace is the holy place of the human race.
This is Andrew here, and I am going to discuss some observations that I had in relation to recycling. Basically, the point came up where I noticed that when I would recycle, I would have a specific energy in relation to that act or that moment when I would go to actually recycle. Wherein I always kind of looked at the point as being something that is, we'll say, obscure, the act of recycling. And from a certain perspective, my experience of it being obscure was exactly that, because I'd never actually done any research on recycling in terms of establishing the actual processes that go into it, and also it's just a point that I've never actually sat down and given some consideration. So I was looking a little more specifically at the point today, and it's interesting to look at recycling from the perspective of what is best for all, within the equality equation of 1 + 1 = 2 in accumulation for what is best for all. And does recycling fit into that equality equation, or is it an equation that is based on self-deception and self-interest? So I was reading this one article, and at the end of the article there was a statement that said, if I can remember it here, something along the lines of, the flaw of recycling is in its initial design, meaning that the very creation of recycling, how we have arrived at this point of recycling, is in relation to a flawed system. Now the point was waste, was referring to waste as being a product of flawed design. So if you look at the perspective of equality and how recycling has come to exist, and waste has come to exist, it has come to exist through a system that supports consumerism. And we have existed in such a way where our consumption of this planet has produced an abundance of waste, and now recycling is simply a means of attempting to maintain the current system that is already in place. So from this perspective, recycling actually supports the current system, which also supports war, which also supports starvation, which supports abuse in a variety of ways. So yeah, it was just that point of how people believe recycling is good, and they recycle because in a way they've been told that it's the right thing to do, and in some way they're believing that they're supporting the earth through recycling, but in fact they're actually perpetuating the abuse of the earth through how we've abused the earth through consumerism by recycling, because recycling as a system actually supports the current system and is there to maintain and perpetuate the current system, which is a system of abuse and rape of the earth. So just some perspective on recycling and how recycling is actually completely deceptive and is not actually a supportive process or system in terms of an actual solution which supports humanity and actually supports the earth.
Amazing disgrace is the whole